Hey everyone, this is Anshka Gupta and welcome to my channel Let's Code and Solve by Newton School. I hope the previous concepts have been clear to you. Today we're going to study about what are array transversing and array classification with modularization. Before going to that, let's know what is Newton School. So Newton School is a platform which prepares you for career in tech. It has courses designed for freshers, working professionals, and also for women with non-tech background. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you to become amazing full-stack developer. It also has a network of more than 300 great companies who hires from Newton School. So once the training is complete, Newton School also ensures that its students are placed with one of the best companies in the country. And the best part is the Newton School has a pay after placement program under which you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until or unless you're being placed with minimum 5 lakh CTC. Now, the companies where you are being placed are Myshow, Rapido, 7-Eleven, Dream11 and many more. So here you can log in and sign up yourself. The companies here are being represented. So let's know about a topic and get to that. So array transversing is one of the most important topic in a NumPy schedule. So transversing means like you are being giving a proper interchanging or just redirecting that all the numbers in a one form. So to transverse an array, means to assess each element item sorted in array so that the data can be checked or used by the part of that process. In most of the high level languages, it is necessary to create a variable that will track the position of element currently being assessed to. So assessing and processing each element of the data exactly once in that. So here you can see that the linear array is to be created up to the blocks and the position has been assigned with the and processed with the exactly one position. So suppose your transversing is assessed by the second part or any of that, so it will shift to the second part while seeing the linear array type, because each of your data, suppose each of your data has been represented with the communication part in that. Okay, so each of your data will be print every element, continue the total number of your element performing any process on these elements. Suppose if the second position is not satisfied and it is like, suppose there is a number 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so now if I jumble that to the descending order, so 8 is not satisfying the condition that it is not smaller than anyone, so it is the greater up to 8. So what it will be doing is it will reverse and it will be moving the position again and again with the looping part. Again, if a point is not satisfying, suppose it will repeat until or unless it reaches to maximum of its suitability and conditional part for that. So we can iterate with for loop to visit the element of an array. This is called transversing of an array with iterating that. So just like the indexing of the 0 for the loop, while the index is less or any of that, each of the index will be having its length of twice. So that how we will be calculating the what is the length of that. Repeat of for k is equals to LB, lower bound and upper bound, apply process to any of that. Okay, so that how it is being changed to. So now comes the inserting and deleting. For inserting and deleting, inserting means like you are being adding an element to a particular loop or particular array element to the length, any of that. Either you can do the insertion in beginning, middle or end. Similarly to the deletion, it is the removing an element. You can remove the element from beginning, from middle or from the end of it. Now what are the advantages of using array? So how we can use the advantages of our array in that. So first advantage is like array can sort a large number of values with a single name. Second, array are used to process many values easily and quickly. Third, the values stored in an array can be sorted easily. Fourth, the search process can be applied on array easily. So what are the types of array? There are three types of array, that is 1D, 2D and 3D, and multi that is one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, or it's a multi-dimensional. Okay, that is not in proper arrogance of like how your data has been configured out or not, because it will be getting towards like how your array has been given as a confined part. Okay, if it's not a confined part, so it will not execute much understanding the data types in that. So now 1D array, this is just in type of array which all the elements are arranged in a form of a list in such a way that it is being representing as in 1D or a single dimensional or a linear list. Because see, effective data driven sciences, even though the computation requires these arrays, okay, so that how the data will be stored and manipulated though. Because if the outline is not clear, if the outline has not a proper instance of that or the fundamental understanding in your data, it would not be solved properly in that. So that how declaring the 1D array, we have a syntax used data underscore type, identifier and the length. Suppose my data type is string and identifier I use any of that. Okay, identifier, suppose I have to example is there, the data type is end, identifier I used to mark down wrote as a function variable as a marks. Okay, then the length of that marks is 5. So here it comes data type, identifier and length. Remember the point, you have to, while declaring any of your array, you have to use data type, identifier, then length. Okay, after that length should be always in a square bracket, and after your square bracket there should be a colon in that. Okay, data type is used to store the values in the arrays, identifier is the name of the array is being defined, and the length is number of elements in that. Okay, now 1D array is being sorted out and being the process of assigning the values to array elements all the time of array declaring is called the array initialization. How to initialize your array, that is being defined. So now for initializing, the syntax is being used for initializing the array, that is data type, identifier, length and the list of values in that. So similarly to declaring the data the 1D array, but the change in this is you have to give the list of values. So data type, identifier and length, okay, that is similar. Now where you have to give the list of values, okay, to values to initialize the array, initialize the value be the constant in that. Now how to assess the elements of your array? So two ways to do that, it is individual element or using the loop. Individual element, that means like you simply just try to name the array type in that or index of that, and after that you're using the loop in that. Now searching in array, so searching is a process of finding the required data in array. Searching becomes more important when the length of array is more important than the largely available. So two techniques are being used in the searching in array, that is sequential and binary search. So sequential is just known to the linear or serial search. It follows the following steps, that is the visit the first element of array and compare its value with the required value. Second, if the value of array matches with the desired value, the search is complete. Third, if the value of array does not match or move to the next element, repeat as same processes and that. So the binary search is a quicker method of searching for the value in the array. Binary search is a quick, as in the sorted of array, it cannot be applied to the unsorted array. So first point to remember is it locates the middle element of array and compare with desired number. Second is if they are equal, search is successful and index of middle element is returned. Third is if they are not equal, it reduces the search of half of the array. Fourth is if the search array is less than the middle element, it searches the first half of the array. See, if these are not condition are not satisfying it will not give the second half of array. The process will not continue, or either the number will not skip the successful searches and that. Now, sorting the array is just the process of arranging the value in a particular order. Sorting means to arrange the particular elements, or to arrange the particular value in a proper order in that. Okay. Now, either they can be ascending or they can be descending path. The techniques of using the sorting arrays are selection sort and bubble sort. In selection sort, we used to represent it is just in technique to sort data in as an array, and it selects the data element to array and moves move it to the proper position of that. It works only and only if we have to find the minimum value in the list, or we have to swap the value in the first position, or we have to sort the remainder of the list excluding or including the first value in that. And the bubble sort, we used to know that it is an exchange sort. It is also known as an exchange sort, and repeatedly it visits the array and compares the two items at a time. Okay, now how it works, either it will compare the adjacent element. It means like if the first is greater than the second, or swap them. Second, repeat this for the each pair of the adjacent elements, starting with the first two and ending with the last two. Third, repeat the step of the element except the last one. Fourth, keep the repeating for one fewer element each time until there are no pair left to it. Now, what is 2D arrays? So, in 2D arrays, it can be considered as a table that consists of rows as well as in columns. Okay, in this 2D means two dimensional. Okay, it will need rows as well as a column. So each element in 2D array is referred to help two indexes in that. Okay, now one index will represent our row, second will represent our column in that. So declaring the 2D array, it means like in that type 1D we used to only write data type, identifier, and then it's the type, the length of that. But in this 2D we have to write the data type, identifier, and row and number of rows and number of columns in that. Okay, rows are just in table of an array and the column is also in the table of an array. For the 2D array initialization, we have to consider that it is an initialization of the time of declaration. Initialization is performed by assigning the initial values in the braces separated by commas. You have to remember some of the points in that elements of each row are enclosed within the braces and separated by columns. All the rows are enclosed with braces. Third, for number arrays, if all the elements are not specified or unspecified elements, these have been initialized by the 0 part. Okay, that is not given as a proper initiating part. Now for the 2D array initialization, you have to remember the points that the end AR rows and as well as columns. So rows are also given and the columns are also, but you have to get that indexes part and the separated by the columns in this that curly bracket. I hope it has been clear to you. All the points have been clear to you about the configurations of an array. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel and stay tuned.